Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Crisis Watch, your first look, your source at an awesome MOBA game type involving your favorite superheroes and supervillains. Of course, I'm Axeltoss, joined by Axslav, and today it's all about Catwoman.
That's right, of course, this is a classic Catwoman, the one if you've always read your comic books, you know she's facing off against Batman quite a lot.
Yep.
A little bit of a romantic tension sometimes between the two, but of course, she always likes to steal things.
Every
and
Catwoman
commit
character
crimes.
in every movie is attractive.
That's true.
Isn't that true?
That's
Okay.
true. I mean, the thing is Catwoman is a professional burglar. She's super agile. She's acrobatic. You can't do those things and not look good. I mean,
You can't. And
no.
in Infinite Crisis specifically, these roles are kind of similar. She's mildly attractive in the game, and her main purpose is kind of an assassin-type role.
Yeah, she's categorized as a blaster, so she's like the Joker or like
Sure.
Green Lantern, and that she can dish out a lot of damage really quickly. But she's a little bit different than them in that I think she requires a lot more finesse. Her base attack is melee, but a lot of her abilities are at range, so she's kind of a hybrid. Like, it's weird because she's a melee champion who you kite with a lot, which normally you don't
Right.
really
No,
run
that's true.
there.
Yeah.
Her is actually probably the most unique champion so far, I think. And actually, I got a chance to play a little bit of her. Of course, this was my first time playing,
Uh-oh.
and
Oh, gosh.
I did pretty
What are we about
poorly.
to see? Oh, no.
But Zagnet is gonna give me a lot of good tips. And then actually, since then, I've gone back. I've read the guide on her, so we'll show that that gameplay of how not to play Catwoman. Get some good tips. We'll be right back with some actual live play of Catwoman. Hey guys, welcome to Crisis Watch here. Of course, today we're going over Catwoman. I had a chance to play some Catwoman. I'm here with Zagnet's gonna check out my video and commentate on and basically how to play Catwoman better and also how to understand the game Infinite Crisis a little bit better. How you doing today, Zagnet?
I'm pumped because Catwoman is actually my second favorite next to Joker. You know, if you didn't do that well as her, I can definitely understand not being into her, but she takes some getting used to, so I'm definitely looking forward to giving you some tips.
Yeah, she's a pretty unique kind of champion, I think, in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, let's just take a look at that video footage and get right into the game. Okay, so here, of course, Catwoman is a very new champion. In fact, I think she was just released a couple days ago. I mean, obviously you've been playing her for a while, but to the more open public, anyone who has the beta.
She's so what's interesting about Catwoman is that you see that she is a blaster and instantly you think of, you know, Green Lantern or you think of Joker. But
Yes.
but the only way that she's a blaster isn't power damage, but it has to do with the fact that she focuses on doing burst damage. And it's difficult to get used to her because a lot of people, when they utilize her skills, they use her whip, but they don't realize that her whip is really costly. So, you know, to play her effectively, you actually have to trade between your basic attacks and using your whip, which isn't necessarily intuitive at first, you know, because you see the whip and you just want to attack people with it. And I'm wondering if that's what one of your problems was
It
in this
probably
game.
was. I just see a whip. I'm like, well, you gotta smack people with it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. You're like, whip strike? Well, okay, I'm going to do this repeatedly. But,
and it's like plus 90% of your basic attack damage. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like pretty good damaging ability, right?
Oh, super strong. But it definitely adds up. And if you just keep whipping somebody, like especially in lane per se, you're gonna run out of will before you did the amount of damage that you want to do. So it's tough. It's tough to know exactly when to use it. But once you get the hang of her, I mean, you can play her a whole bunch of different ways.
So about her stolen powers, I'm going with teleport. She has her own special teleport and also surveillance cameras.
Yeah.
Just because I've been trying to use those a little bit more just to make sure I don't overextend myself. I know if someone's lurking to come and ambush me.
That's a good pick. Both
Okay.
of those are good picks. Teleport, I've basically always really loved on any character ever, just because, I mean, it's so useful. And I think Catwoman's, you know, having it be reduced by a minute is a really substantial buff to it, because it means you can use it more times throughout the match. A lot of people don't know, but you can teleport to the surveillance drones that you get when you capture a power relay. So if you're mindful of the timeline and you're like, hey, one of my power relays are coming back up, you can teleport to your surveillance drone and nab it, you know?
Yeah, I think I did that once in this game.
Oh, really?
Maybe,
Nice.
yeah. Although it was more like using that to try to help a teammate, but then we both died. So
Oh.
it kind of
But it was
backfired.
valiant.
It had the idea, though. The idea
Yeah.
was there. So why don't you talk about, you briefly talked about the whip strike, but her other skills as well.
So that whip strike, as you can see, you're hovering over it there, that the whip strike has, 2 rings. And on the outer ring, it does 25% more damage if you hit an enemy within that. So that combos really well because when you use your Acrobat, it also augments it by 25% up to 40% depending on the rank. So you can get 50% up to 65% increased damage on your whip strike if you hit them in that sweet spot on the outer ring. But that means you have to be really mindful of your positioning, and it definitely takes some getting used to. It does a lot of damage even without it, but the burst is very noticeable when you get it in that outer ring.
Okay, so it's kind of one of those things. Well, I guess one thing also to point out is she is a melee champion.
Yep.
So trying to kind of make sure that your whip strike is at range, but then also, like, how do you, also deal with the fact that you kind of need to be in close to actually use your basic attack as well?
Yeah, and it's good that you're with Gaslight Batman in a lane too, because it would be really rough if it were a double melee lane, since, farming drones is rough as a melee champion, always.
So we can already see that Batman is kind of beating me up quite a bit. And actually, throughout this game, he's kind of my biggest nemesis. Which I guess makes sense,
fitting.
right?
Yeah, that's quite fitting.
But how do you, like, if you're in a lane here, I mean, Joker, obviously, as long as you just don't get hit by the rockets, you're kind of okay.
Yeah.
But with Batman, you can't really dodge his abilities. How do you deal with the Batman?
So, I mean, Batman in a lane can be pretty frustrating to play against because he has the sustain from his passive when he jumps into the stealth pad, and it gives him that regen. And he also just has, that uncounterable thing. But you just have to make sure that, like, if he's hitting you, every time you see him throw his Batarang, you whip strike him back.
Okay.
And just make sure, I mean, of course, his abilities are energy, so it's constantly, like, his resource is constantly regaining. And you have will, so it's limited. But, like, right here, I think that what you did right there was really good. I mean, your drones vastly surpass that. You have to make sure that when you're trading damage, you're thinking, how much damage are they going to deal back to me? So that was a little I don't know, courageous of you, I guess.
Well, Catwoman can be brave at times.
Yes, I mean,
I guess one of the questions I have there that I've always kind of wondered.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know exactly how the turret figures out who it attacks? Because I
Yes.
assumed that when I went in there was a bunch of drones, and I was like, they're gonna distract the turret, right?
That's really good, and I think me giving you this information right now might really help you if you didn't know this. But it will automatically attack drones when it comes up to it. But if you harass somebody, if you deal damage to an enemy underneath their tower, they're within the tower's range, they will automatically switch to focus you to protect them.
So that's why it went straight for me, because after I whipped him, and yeah. All right.
So that's why, always try to skirt around that edge that we have the graphical indicator so you can see exactly where the range is.
Yeah.
So you just need to make sure, like, you're not initiating, within tower range, because even if there are a billion of your drones there, the tower's immediately going to start shooting you.
Unless, they're almost dead or something.
Yep.
You can feel you can take it.
Of course, yeah.
All right, well, because, I mean, me getting hurt so badly kind of led to this giant counter swing, which
right.
is going to put some damage on our turret, which is never fun.
Yeah, and, like, they're not really suffering for it at all. Like, Joker's full will, and they've got the free harass, and, yeah, this is kind of rough. It would have been nice if you had some help from your Atomic Wonder Woman at this point, but now you have all of your abilities. So once you get your full combo, you have basically two choices, and that's to use your Whip Strike to harass and save your Cat's Paw in your Acrobat for when you need to escape a gank or something like that, which you don't quite need to worry about because you do have the surveillance cameras, which is really good for that. Or you have the option to use your combo, which is basically EWQ. So Acrobat forward, get the knockdown from Cat's Paw, and then use your Whip Strike to deal damage. Like right there, you didn't Acrobat before you used Cat's Paw, so it only slowed him. It didn't knock him down. So he was free to just run at you with his gap closer.
Yeah, and Batman up close is kind of scary.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, kind of scary, freaking Batman.
Catwoman is a little more confident, but maybe overconfident in that situation.
Maybe a little bit.
So, you would suggest typically using the Acrobat buffs your next skill. You would typically suggest using that on the throwdown and not the whip strike, or what was the name of the where you yanked their feet out from under them with the whip?
That's Cat's Paw, so that's your
Cat's
W.
Paw. Okay, so you would recommend using that with Cat's Paw over the whip strike?
Yeah, so Cat's Paw plus Acrobat usually, for me, is a general rule of thumb, unless in lane I'm deciding to save it, to crowd control people who are coming at me. It's definitely really rough because both Joker and Batman have a way of getting to you even if you use your CC, with
Yeah.
with martial arts on Batman and then Joker's vanish, they can come at you no matter what. So I feel like the most important thing for you to do would maybe actually utilize Acrobat into Whip Strike, EQ, get some damage, run away. Because if you stay at the very tip of your Whip Strike range, it's very likely that nobody will be able to harass you back. And it happens instantly, you know what I mean? EQ, and then it's not actually, do you use SmartCast?
I don't, but
So-
I can click pretty fast. So.
Yeah, but it definitely it's kind of like a self-induced lag when you don't use SmartCast because her abilities are instant cast. You can use them in rapid succession if you don't use SmartCast,
Okay.
or rather if you do use SmartCast, but if you don't, it's definitely a lot more difficult. So that would probably add to her feeling maybe a little bit more difficult to play mechanically to you.
Yeah.
Because SmartCast definitely helps with executing your abilities just like rapid fire, just EWQ, and then you can run out. But if you have to E-click, W-Q click, it's going to be a lot rougher.
So
Not every champion works that way, but she in particular does.
Yeah, you really want to get the timing down absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
So there we had Atomic Wonder Woman help us out. I got a little scared, so I backed out of the fight for a second there.
Yeah.
Which maybe was right, maybe wrong. What do you think about that? Throughout this game, I have a lot of situations where I'm very low on life.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the times I choose to run away, and sometimes I'm like, well, I'll stay around and get another attack or two to help out my teammates.
And that's the thing about any champion in particular, but especially Catwoman, depending on how you play her, and I'm actually writing a guide on Dawn Base because, a lot of people are like, I don't know how to play Catwoman, she seems so difficult. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to tell you that there's basically 3 different ways to play her in my mind. So there's a balanced way in which you can mix health and offense so that you have some survivability, but still a good amount of damage. There's an assassin way, which is like all out glass cannon, build a lot of damage, but die instantly, which is a super risky way to play. And then there's basically like half bruiser, half enforcer Catwoman, where you build more tanky but still take some offensive things so that like you're in a fight for a really long time and doing a lot of damage with just the base damage of your abilities, but you're definitely not like the high damage threat. And depending on your playstyle and what you tend to do, it'll appeal to different people. For you seem to be a little bit like more scared, so
Yes.
you would probably want to go the balanced enforcer route, so you get a little bit more, so you get less afraid of just like going in there and doing what you need to do.
Yeah, I've always felt she seems very squishy.
Yeah.
And she also doesn't seem to have like some other squishy people who are melee, like Catwoman or Flash or Atomic Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
It seems they have a little bit more mobility. They can either go invisible or they have like a longer range vault / flash attack or whatever. Like their abilities are where with Acrobat, it's very short range. So it's good for like dodging a skill, but for straight out running, it seems like it's kind of difficult.
So as Catwoman, her ultimate, once you pop her ultimate, I don't know if you knew this, but it makes her tumble have when she tumbles forward with her Acrobat, have a 1 second cooldown. It has no cost, and she can use it throughout the entire duration of her ultimate.
Oh,
So
wow.
when she pops that, she's actually faster than the Flash. Like nobody can catch her. So, and it's only for that short period of time. But
I
it's
mean, that's
still,
all you need to get out of there, right?
Exactly. So you can use it to chase somebody to the ends of the earth, or you can use it to run away.
Oh, wow.
And the way that I think of Catwoman is that like I tend to not initiate unless I know my ultimate, which is Bad Kitty, unless I know that's up, because you're really missing out on so much of her utility in her entire kit. And the cooldown on her ultimate actually isn't that high.
Yeah, it's like 80 seconds or something, I think. It's lower than like a Nightmare Batman's or something like that. It's more like the Gaslight Catwoman's ultimate is pretty short as well.
Yeah.
I think.
And once you go into once you get it like more into mid game and late game, and you start leveling up Cat Burglar, which is her passive, it actually resets the cooldown of all of her abilities by 0.75 seconds.
Yeah.
Anytime you pick up a coin, so it actually makes it so that you can pretty much substantially reduce the cooldown of Bad Kitty. So you should be able to, if you're playing it the right way and utilizing her cooldowns as best you can use it essentially, every 60 seconds as opposed to, every 80.
And that's a pretty big difference.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you also knew this, but her Whip Strike applies on hit effects. So
Yes.
say if you take an item like Lobo's Chain, it will, it'll apply the slow from Lobo's Chain. Or if you take, Joe Chill's Revolver, it has the opportunity to crit. And then there's her Bad Kitty, once it gives her so that was really good. You used that properly to get away.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, here is a
He still
situation where
wants it.
I was gonna teleport, then I thought I could get the kill, right?
Yep.
And that one, if I use like Acrobat then to Whip Strike, or if I use
Exactly.
Acrobat then the Cat Spa, I probably
Exactly.
would have gotten a stun and we would have killed him.
Yep. So you already got it. I mean, you did kill him, but you
Died in
didn't need to
process.
die. But
Yeah.
it's tough. Like you don't know how to use that combo. If you don't know how to use it, I mean, how can you use it, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Atomic Wonder Woman. She
was
just
brave.
needed that one more basic attack.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely difficult to know in those situations, and very often if you use your combo aggressively, you've put yourself in a position where now you're vulnerable, and if you didn't do it right, you're gonna get punished for it. You know what I mean?
And she's squishy enough that, at least the way I've been building her, that
Yeah.
that typically means you're probably gonna die if you don't use the
I mean, you're building a basically all-out offense right now.
Yeah.
Like, you have only that, I believe, what is it, 70, 75 health from the Nil Blade?
Yes.
So,
well,
yeah,
slight
definitely.
health regen with that too, right? Every time I attack,
Yeah.
it adds up. But no, it's not. It's just pretty insignificant. So like right here, I should use the ultimate basically, and then
Yes.
chain the Acrobat.
Exactly. So if
Yeah.
you had used your ult, you would have just literally been able to acrobat so far away that he wouldn't even be able to catch up to you.
Or I
Like,
could
it
even
would've been-
maybe turned around with the cat spawn.
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing that put you in that situation was, as you can see, there's like tons and tons of drones there,
Yes.
and he knew that you didn't have any. Well, he didn't know per se, but he was taking the chance that you had no backup there with you, and you also had no drones. So the moment you had whip striked him, all of his drones immediately started to attack you. So he was like, "Now's my chance." So he used his combo to microstun you in the drones, and you were basically instantly half health. And at that moment, you either had the decision to kite him back and try to fight him, or just run away.
Yeah, and pretty much whichever decision, I should have been using ultimate there basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because that would help with either one, and like you said, the cooldown's not too bad with that. So
Yeah.
that would have
See,
been.
and then every time you pick up that credit, you basically
Yeah.
shave a second off of the.
And it
the
could even
total
be one of your
cooldown.
teammates who does it as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you're there with a lane partner or something, even if you're like, would she be good with like if you're killing people more from a distance, but you don't want to run and pick up those credits, just say they have a bunch of drones,
Yeah.
like maybe
So-
with like a bruiser or something like that.
So, I mean, if you were going to take a bruiser, it would definitely have to be somebody who could play pretty aggressively or had some way of harassing from a ranged.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that she's melee, she definitely has issues farming. See, what you did right, like every play that you made right there was really good. I mean, you turned around and whip striked but you kited him so that he couldn't deal damage to you at melee range. And that's the key point of playing Catwoman. Of course, right now, like you're not fed. You've had a rough early game, so you can't deal as much damage as you want to, but playing like that, throughout the entire game is exactly what you want to do with her.
It's kind of counterintuitive at first because she's a melee champion. So
Right.
kiting, you're like, should I really be kiting?
You should. So I feel like from early to mid game, kiting is definitely the way to play as her. But then once you start getting some damaging items, it's actually really beneficial to get in really close because your basic attacks are going to be the bulk of your damage, and they're going to vastly, outshine the ability that you have to do with whip strike. So like right here again, so many drones.
Yeah.
And you went in there and you probably could have killed him. I mean, luckily that Caspat picked it up on him. You probably could have gotten him, but you should have basically baited him into running more towards you and where your allies were instead of, going all in on that fight. Especially because he's had the advantage the whole time. His lane has been winning and he has more
And
credits
there was a
overall.
lot more of his drones there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The drones, they're like a second champion sometimes when they all get together. It's like a swarm of bees. You're like, well, I'm getting hit by everything and I'm dying and it hurts. But yeah, so Catwoman towards mid to late game, especially with an item like Joe Chills, you're gonna have every single basic attack, with that chance to crit, doing so much damage. And even though you're not going to be positioned to do the additional damage with your whip strike, you can still do them at melee range. They're just going to do slightly less damage. So, and not to mention, like I said before, the acrobat deals damage when she jumps through people once her ultimate is active.
Okay.
So instead of just single target cat's paw whip striking somebody, you can acrobat through any enemies that are clumped up and deal damage to them at the same time. You know what I mean?
So you got 3 damage dealing abilities, plus with your
Exactly.
ultimate, all your attacks do the drain life as well, and it gets probably pretty brutal once you get her higher level. So,
It is.
On with about her pairing up with a melee. Do you think she would go really well with Batman?
Well, it definitely
No
depends on...
storyline pun intended there.
Well, yes, of course she would. Oh no, this
I'm
is
just
so
trying to pick
painful
up the kill before I.
watch. Oh wow. That was a very lucky Gaslight Catwoman there.
Yeah.
I think that you deserved that kill. I just think that obviously because you've been behind the whole time, you didn't have the damage to make it happen. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna mark that as a victory.
All right. Even though it was a defeat, we'll count it as a victory there. So that whole thing was actually could have been avoided if I had better used my surveillance cameras there.
Yep.
I
And that's
used them.
something to be mindful of on everybody. Not just on Catwoman.
Yeah, I have early in the game I think did a decent job of placing them correctly, but
Oh, for sure.
later on I kind of get forgetful.
It gets tough to know when you need to use them and where to use them later. You know what I mean? Because there's so much more map coverage that you're like, I'm not sure where the ideal place.
Every time a tower dies, right, you've got more.
Yep.
Basically, or less, more area that you don't have the vision or control over.
Right. But in terms of Catwoman and Batman laning together, you definitely have more damage output than, say, if you were to lane with somebody supported like Shazam or Wonder Woman. So it would definitely be more of like an aggressive, deliberately aggressive lane where if you played passively, you would lose. So you would have to focus on coordinating with your lane partner and making plays. Because if you let the other team do what they want, they're likely going to have a ranged on the other side as well. And you can't really compete with the ranged because they're just going to bully you away from the drones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have to but if you combine, that was a nice save there from my teammate.
Yeah, it was.
Because that would have been a dead kitty. And it's one of the situations where I think I was thinking like maybe I can go back in here and get an attack off.
Yeah.
To help finish off, but I also don't want to die because I'm pretty low.
Yeah, it's not fun to die. I mean, you're dead, and then you're not able to do anything. You're just watching everybody else play, and you're like, I want to play.
At least right now, I come back relatively fast.
Yeah. So right there, what you did was really good. I mean, you got in those basic attacks. You didn't need to, but luckily they didn't really punish you for it. Right now, you should, I would think, you popped your bad kitty a little bit late, and instead of focusing Catwoman, I probably instantly would have gone and killed Joker because he had 5 health.
Okay.
That's my personal preference in terms of focusing. I think that you could have EQ'd him or EWQ'd him and he would have died, and then you could have gone and helped to peel that Gaslight Catwoman off because I felt like your team
They
already
roll over her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She probably wasn't going to make that out of it alive.
So, Flash.
Yeah.
My nemesis.
Yeah, that dang Flash.
Ah.
Oh, that was actually really good. See, you popped that there because you I want to see if he's chasing. Oh, good thing that's such a short recall time.
Yeah. I actually did that because I thought he'd be distracted for longer with my teammate, and then I was like, I started getting worried halfway in, but I was like, I'm already committed, right? The certain point.
This is happening.
Yeah.
But it was
Worked
good.
out.
I mean, you watched your teammate die, and you did nothing to save it. But that also fits Catwoman, and you didn't really have any. You didn't really have any resources to help him out anyway. So.
Steal the jewels and run, right?
Exactly.
Jewels be my own life in this case, I guess. But
so
this is
actually...
another time where I was thinking about helping him. Like, if I tried to help him,
oh gosh,
I would die.
Yeah, and that was not your fault at all. I mean, Gaslight Batman definitely should not have just 1v3'd right there. Even if you were there, you never really want to start a fight as a rule of thumb. 2v3, you start a fight outnumbered and you're literally saying, I'm at a disadvantage, but I expect to be able to win this fight somehow. And if you're not absolutely positive that about you and the skill of your ally, you're probably making a silly decision right there.
Yeah. So this is where I kind of jump in a fight that I probably shouldn't have jumped in.
Yeah, I still think that it was definitely a good choice for you to try to get to that power relay. Unfortunately, Gaslight Batman had been killed, so it was a 4v5 from the get-go. And it looks like Green Lantern was kind of floating out on the edge there and didn't really all in on that.
Yeah, we all kind of came in at different times. So, Doomsday was there kind of trying to hold him off for a while. And then by the time we got there, Doomsday had already kind of used all of his skills.
Right.
So he didn't have any, he didn't have basically, he couldn't charge someone in the wall and then us jump on him because he had already done that.
Yep. Definitely a good idea
awkward.
to have tried to defend that power relay, but I think, it might have been better to let them have it in that situation, knowing that you probably weren't going to be able to fight it.
Yeah, I mean, they took it anyway with this
Right.
result, right?
Exactly.
So, at this point in the game, is this typically a spot in the game where you really want to stay with your team, or is it one where, like, because at the start, obviously, you kind of split up and each take lanes, but we're not in like the super late game, but we're getting there. I mean, there's a third power relays up and everything. Is this a point where you think it's typically best to mostly stay together?
So I feel like it's hard to answer a question like that because everything is so situational. Yeah. But I do agree that, like, I think it is safe to say that once it gets later in the game and, some turrets have fallen and you don't have vision of a large portion of the map, unless you've got a few surveillance cameras set around and, you got a relay with a surveillance drone, it's really, really risky to go up by yourself. You definitely want to be looking to make plays, and you need to know, like, if you're going by yourself, say as Catwoman, like, well, is my ultimate up? If you have super speed, is the cooldown up? Will you be able to escape with your teleport if somebody comes to get you? You know what I mean?
Well, I just ate a big shot there.
Yeah, I mean, you literally acrobated right into that.
Not the slickest move. And here's where, again, I was thinking of teleporting. I was like, well, maybe we can get an ambush attack off on someone. But that didn't work out so well.
Yeah, and your Atomic Wonder Woman and your Gaslight Batman joined the fight a little bit late. In fact, Atomic Wonder Woman might be FK because I don't think she's moving at all.
Yeah, she's kind of just hanging out.
Yeah, she's not moving. So maybe she, had some internet issues or, something that stopped her from moving, because if she had gone in on there, you probably would have won that fight quite handedly. But
emergency cookie break.
Yeah, man, I mean, yeah, exactly. you never had that? You're just like, I really need a cookie right now.
That's right. I mean, like, there's a team fights coming up here, but you know what? They'll be okay for a minute.
That cookie looks really good right now.
That's something Catwoman would probably do.
Yeah, if the cookie was like code for some sort of precious jewel, probably.
Yeah. As long as it was like something you could sell, right?
Right. Looks like she, maybe something happened, so that's unfortunate. But I think, that's probably a big factor into why you can't win fights so well, because, you've got internet issues sometimes, or, some sort of technical related issue.
That definitely does affect some things. Well, one question I have here in this game, right? I haven't really been doing too well as far as just getting a lot of credits and kills and experience. I'm not like really far behind, but I'm like 1 or 2 levels behind most other players, right?
Right.
In these situations, who should I be worried about going up against from their team, and who should I be like, this is my job to work on putting damage on this person?
So, unfortunately, at this point, I would definitely regard every single person on the enemy team as a threat, because they all have really high damage output. So, in terms of focusing, if you focus somebody by yourself, you don't have the damage right now to take them out, most likely. So, you should just be mindful of what your team is doing. Like, right there, it was good for you to focus Flash. Unfortunately, he's pretty stacked with that, full star heart and all the items that he has right there, so he knew that he could take you out. If you had maybe saved your acrobat to juke his flash attack, you might have been able to, set him up with a cat's paw and then taken him out with your team.
Yeah.
And that's like, the most important part too, isn't just like, well, who do I focus? Because it's not just like, focus somebody and then we win the fight. And then, because you have to play, you have to make plays against them that, work. But unfortunately, even if you played perfectly, you would still have a really tough time because, it's just kind of a rough game for you at this point. But she's tough to learn in that regard, and especially because you try to learn somebody who's squishy, and if you fall behind throughout the game, it's kind of like, well, how do I come back from this? And the best way to do it is try to coordinate, like deliberately try to force fights using surveillance cameras and sticking with your team. Like for example, you see that they're all at the power relay, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to get the third relay. Right now, there's super drones in every lane. You can't push out safely. So ideally, like, I would probably just try to communicate with my team and be like, hey, such and such, come with me. And then I would run out with one of my surveillance cameras. I would clear the area of any of their surveillance cameras, and I would probably wait if I knew that they were coming to that. But you'd have to be pretty convinced, like, you knew that the patterns that they were moving through in the jungle and everything, because obviously you don't want to just sit in a stealth pad and hopefully somebody comes through it. But since they have very limited choices, they can either go for the Doomsday device or they can push into your base. So you have to make plays based
this is where
on.
I'm freaking out right now because I noticed my surveillance camera disappeared.
Yep.
I'm like, where'd it go?
Yeah, and it's rough because level 12 Catwoman versus level 14 Catwoman is, yeah. So if you had popped your ultimate there, you would have probably been able to outrun her because although she popped hers, you were a good distance ahead of her.
Yeah, as long as I just keep clicking the buttons as fast as she does.
Yeah.
So there, obviously, I should use using the ultimate to chain the acrobat to either escape or chase is something that is probably one of the bigger aspects of Catwoman, right?
Right.
And that's definitely something I've been missing out on. But also in general, you're saying, try to coordinate with your team and set up an ambush or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? I was kind of thinking just killing drones, and I thought maybe with surveillance cameras I might be okay.
Right.
Obviously, it didn't turn out that way. But with someone like Catwoman, is that ever a good decision, or should you always pretty much go for like the bigger wins, where like maybe at best I get a couple drones, that's what I did, but at worst I die, and that's a pretty poor trade-off, right?
Right.
Whereas if you set up for some type of ambush on someone, maybe at worst they never show up, but at least you're not dead.
Right. It definitely exactly, and I mean, of course, you don't want to be basically AFK for a couple of minutes, and very often, your team's not paying attention or they don't agree with the play that you want to make. So, you have to play around your team for the most part. Say if like you've been observing and maybe Doomsday goes a little bit ham, so you have to kind of back them up on that. You have to try to hope that your team is going to coordinate, and you can't. It's a team game, so you can't just like 1v5 everybody. I mean, if their team's working together and your team's not, it's definitely going to be a rough game. So you have to try your best to be the team player and be like, all right, so they're not doing what I want to do. They don't want to set up an ambush. How do I play to their play style? And so basically your team seems to tend to like clump up and try to team fight. So I feel like maybe in this certain situation that your best bet would have just been like, okay, let's team fight with them and make sure that, I keep my Gaslight Batman alive. And I try to keep my Atomic Wonder Woman alive. Because they're the ones that are going to be dealing the most damage, and they're the ones that are going to be getting attacked.
So here we go. And, this is kind of a situation where we're trying to, probably fight for the power relays that are obviously up right now. But there's only, I guess there's 4 of us now.
Yeah.
We also kind of came in not all exactly the same time.
Right.
But it looks like it's working out pretty well until Joker comes in.
Yep, I think you actually fought that one really well. Unfortunately, you got hit at the very edge of that Joker ult.
Yeah.
You probably would not have died if you just literally had sidestepped by like, an inch. But it's not... It looks like you still came out quite on top of this, so...
Yeah, Doomsday should be able to finish him off. Wait!
I know, Joker's tricksy. Yeah, and your Gaslight Batman actually might not want to do what he's doing unless he's absolutely sure he can juke every single... Oh, good. Awesome. Got him.
He's able to make it work.
I eat my own words.
You never know when a surprise comes back at you, right? If you're chasing
exactly. And since I'm like a huge Joker player, I always like really love when people chase me at low health.
You turn around,
like,
shoot him with the Mr. Punchy, and
yep. Mr. Punchy, Psy Scimitar, basic attack, and then throw him presents, and then later you're dead.
Yeah, there's a lot of champions, like the Joker you just talked about, that even on very low life can turn around and kill someone.
Mm-hmm.
Joker can pretty much almost always do it. Green Lantern, if he has a decent amount of will or enough will to chain his
he's much scarier to do it with, but he can do it.
How does Catwoman rank on that list?
In terms of 1v1ing?
Like being almost dead, but still like being able to just turn around and kill someone.
I'm going to say that she's incredible at that, but you definitely want to take some sort of sustain on her. If you intend on like having 1v1 battles and you basically know that you're going to be taking some damage, you either need to build some health, like with Lobos Chain, some armor with Metallo's Heart, or take a Soul Taker Katana or a Claw of Forest, because you need to have some sort of survivability. Like if you fought that Catwoman, and you were the same level as her, and you had all of the same credits, but she took, Soul Taker Katana instead of Joe Chill's revolver, she would likely outlast you, and I'm not sure, like numerically, that's just what it is in my head and what I think would happen. I think that she might outlast you because she would be getting attack lifesteal from her Claw of Force and her Soul Taker Katana, which is 20% lifesteal, I believe, once it's all together. Maybe even 25, depending on how much Claw of Force gives you.
And that's a lot.
Yeah, and if you might be dealing a lot of damage, but if she's dealing nearly as much damage as you, but healing off of the damage she's dealing, but that's not to say that Soul Taker Katana is better than Joe Chill's, because you will be dealing more damage. And it's basically just knowing, how not to take damage from the enemies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's where using Acrobat and knowing when to use Ultimate to chain things is probably
Right.
the right way. So they really didn't like me there. Their Catwoman is...
Yeah, she knows she knows that you're prey because you've had a rough time getting
She's a natural predator too, right?
anywhere. Yeah, exactly. I mean, she comes out of stealth. You're just Catwoman Prime out in the open.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely wants it. She's lurking around and she's looking for that opportunity, but didn't happen.
So that worked out pretty well for us. They may have taken too much damage fighting our turret.
Yeah.
A little bit overconfident on their part, but who's this coming in here? Oh, they decided not to. There was someone teleporting in. and then they saw Doomsday was lurking about to smash them if they came in there, so...
Yeah, that's probably the right decision.
Doomsday likes the presence. He doesn't even mind the Joker presence.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it just makes him more angry.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, and see, and this is what Joker excels at, too. I mean, he did the thing that I was just saying earlier, which was like, yes, I have no health, please chase me. And then you're like, I'm going to get you, and definitely a little bit too long of a chase.
Yeah, he drops the ultimate, and he had, Catwoman backing him up there as well.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, would turn on to, like, look like a juicy target. Turned out to be problematic there.
Right.
That was a brave Catwoman.
Once again, yeah, a little bit too deep on her part. But they're kind of probably just being silly because they're probably overconfident that they're going to be able to. Interesting. That Catwoman took Psy Scimitar. That's probably not a bad choice. You obviously don't benefit from the power damage, but it's probably deals some substantial burst damage.
But I mean, how would that compare with like Joe Chills or something, right?
Well, Joe Chills is going to augment your basic attacks way more than Psy Scimitar will.
Yeah.
Psy Scimitar is like in every few seconds you get a little bit of a burst. But Joe Chills would be potential for crit on every single right click and potential from the whip strike and everything. So, and it gives you more attack damage overall. So it just definitely depends on your playstyle. And like I said, like you want to play her like burst assassin, then you've just got to know exactly how to position and exactly how not to take damage. Because if you take damage, you are going down.
Yeah.
Which I know you know firsthand.
I've figured that one out a couple times this game. Especially the Flash and Batman. They seem like my biggest nemesis here.
Yep. Right here, like, you could have just popped your ultimate and probably taken them out way more quickly, but I think you were just really scared because you were like, man, I've died so many times.
Yeah.
That you know.
I think so. One of the biggest things is knowing exactly the different ways to use the ultimate. So obviously there's what we talked about, where to escape or to chase someone down.
Mm-hmm.
Or how about in a team fight, you pop it at the start of the team fight, and then what do you what's the best way to use all that? Because it basically makes all your stuff stronger, right?
Yep, and it gives you that reposition. So like you pop your ultimate in a team fight, and you go, okay, who's my target? And you have two options, and it's either I'm going to kill the squishies on the enemy team, or I'm going to protect one of my allies. And that's entirely reliant on how you build her and what the best thing to do is at the time.
What your team's doing, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you pop your ultimate and you go, okay, they're Gaslight Batman or something. Looks delicious right now. Go in, use your combo on him, see how much damage you're doing. If you've done about half health, you can probably get in there and basic attack him a few more times and he's going to die. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you find that you're not doing that much damage and you're taking too much, if your ultimate is still active, which it should be, you can acrobat out of there a couple of times, reposition and reassess the situation. You go, okay, where's the best thing now? Like, obviously, if your team is dying, and if they've already been focused down, you're like, well, I'm out of here. But if you find that, like your Gaslight Batman, your ally Gaslight Batman's running and kiting them, but he's getting chased by a Doomsday or something, you go, okay, I'm going to help him take out that Doomsday, then we're going to focus down the enemies. Know what I mean?
Okay, so it's something maybe when you go in a team fight, you spend the first millisecond figuring out what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then it should be pretty fast decision. Obviously, you got to make some. But then then you hit the ultimate, and whatever you want to do, you kind of open up with an acrobat, and then either probably the cat's paw, whichever one you're going for. If you're either killing someone or for, I guess the one thing is, let's say they're a very squishy target.
Mm-hmm.
Would it sometimes be better to use the acrobat and then the boost from that with the whip strike just for the extra damage and take them down faster?
It definitely depends on how much attack damage you have at the time, because typically I find for the most part that the safest thing to do is to knock them down with the cat's paw because they're unable to attack you back. And then it gives you the opportunity to close the distance. So even though you're at a distance for your EWQ combo, and your cooldowns are all gone now, except you might be able to acrobat at them again after you've used it because of your ultimate. You just want to get in there and use your basic attacks too. So I feel like it's almost always better, and not literally always, because there are situations where you are going to want to use the whip strike augment, but in terms of like knocking somebody down and trying to kill them, it's definitely really good to just EWQ, and then they're knocked down, and they're like, they can't move, and then you're, kicking and scratching them in the face. So
Literally scratching them.
literally, I mean, she does that scratch animation.
She's got a lot of sharp claws there. So stylistically, it seems like, Catwoman is someone you need a lot of finesse with.
Yep.
Probably.
It's kind of like play her a few times. You start to get the hang of her, just like any other champion. But she in particular, because she's squishy, is definitely one of the tougher ones to learn.
Yeah, I think combining because she's a squishy melee with barring the ultimate, not too much escapability.
Right.
But to compensate for that, all her skills work super well in combination. And that kind of makes her more of someone that you really have to kind of pick your battles and understand exactly where you're at, like strength-wise and what you can accomplish, as opposed to some other champions like Wonder Woman or Doomsday, where it's like, oh, I just charge in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonder Woman, I just charge in there and see what happens. And then use this guy's hurt, I used it, or I need to move over here, or use W to reposition or to save someone. I'm in the middle, hit the E and just start slashing people, right? Each skill you can kind of think of as its own. And Catwoman is a little more complex, which I think is great, because I think Flash is kind of like in that spot as well, where you really want to combine a lot of his skills.
Right. It's a high risk, high reward thing.
Yeah.
You need to know when to use your abilities, and you need to know when to get out.
Awesome. Well, to wrap things up, why don't you tell me a couple things to keep in mind next time I play Catwoman?
So Catwoman particularly, I do want to remind you about the turret thing. That'll be really good for you to remember. Do not attack people on the turret, even if your drones are there, because theirs is going to protect them, and it's just going to hurt you a lot. So, but that being said, Catwoman in particular, if you do want to harass people underneath their turret and you're pushing very aggressively, you can tumble in such a way that you literally land right outside the edge of the ring, and then use your cat's paw Q and then back out. So they can't really do anything about it.
Yeah.
Definitely be mindful of, you seemed to have died a lot. So can we agree?
Yes.
There's a lot of deaths. There's a lot of deaths over there.
A lot of deaths in that game.
So I would recommend maybe instead of going Coda Blades, go Lobo's Chain. Or Metallus Heart or something like that, because it's going to give you the survivability to keep you alive through those situations that you normally wouldn't be able to get out of. And cooldown reduction is really great for, I know you started to build Hunter's crossbow, but that's definitely a super squishy item, because it's just, attack damage and cooldown reduction.
Yeah.
But the Metallus Heart gives you more will to use your abilities with, and it gives you 20% cooldown reduction. So you're going to be able to use your abilities faster. You're going to be able to do everything that you need to do faster.
Yeah,
so,
that seems like almost a perfect item for her, as long as you're... It
literally
combines everything she needs, right?
It's basically everything she needs, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I definitely, I'm almost finished with a guide that I haven't. You've been to Dawnbase before, right? Dawnbase is so excellent for all of those resources. And people are already trying to put out some guides for her and, mess with these different things. You didn't actually build Deadshot's visor. Did you build that?
No.
I don't think you did. Right?
No, I didn't.
Deadshot's visor is actually what I start with as opposed to Nailblade. Nailblade's good for the health and the sustain, but Deadshot's visor gives her will regen, attack damage, and then, attack damage based on how much will she has.
Okay.
And it also when you toggle it, it's an activatable thing. When you toggle it, it deals more damage, but it drains your will to use. So basically, it adds to trying to be aware when you're trying to play as her, and okay, I'm going to toggle it on right now because I know I'm going to deal a lot of damage. But then, say when you're basically attacking drones, you toggle it off because you're like, I don't need to do extra damage to all of these drones. So it's really important to get items like that because it increases her will pool, and it makes it so that she can use her combos way more efficiently. Yeah, so I'd say Deadshot's visor instead of Nailblade next time.
Yeah, the one thing about Nailblade too that I kind of regretted when I got it is I didn't see myself constantly attacking too much.
In terms of basic attacking?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I mean, use the whip strike obviously toggles that, and then you run into your attack. But I wasn't feeling like I was getting the most out of that 5 life every hit, which of course later in the game doesn't really mean anything. But like at least early on, that is a pretty that is potentially a really good source of sustain. But I wasn't really benefiting from that.
Right.
But just because if I was in the front constantly attacking, then of course I'm vulnerable to, you know, Joker or Batman, you know, and they're gonna do a lot more damage than 5 life a hit can keep me alive with.
Yeah, I mean, like, but overall, like you seemed like towards the end you were definitely getting the hang of her. You just need to make sure that you're positioning properly. And you were doing that pretty well. It's just because you were so far behind, you didn't have the resources to take people out, even when you were positioning yourself the right way. And also just be more careful about when am I going to use Bad Kitty? Because I know you were like, a lot of times it was off cooldown, and you were like, well, I'm not going to use it. But it's basically you just need to make that decision. You're like, I'm doing it. I'm going for it. Popping it.
Gonna be bad this time.
Yep, exactly.
Which probably pretty much with the way the cooldown is, it's almost no reason not to use it too much.
Exactly. And I mean, you use the cooldown, and then you go and then you focus on, gathering those credits, and then you reduce the cooldown by a bunch of seconds. And then next time you have a team fight, next time you need it for that big initiate, you're going to have it again.
Awesome. Well, learned a whole lot about Catwoman. Thank you so much for giving me. A lot of those tips are going to be super useful, not just for Catwoman, but especially the turret one with pretty much anyone.
I'm really glad. I'm really glad that you know that now, because I feel like that's a huge.
That's like a fundamental part of the game that I somehow for so long have kind of missed out on that one. Which actually, but it's good because it means I don't turret dive that often. That I haven't figured that one out yet.
Well, I mean, if you definitely seem to be like the more passive player, so. So that's probably why, too, because you're like, why is this turret attacking me? And you didn't understand it, It was just like a scary thing that just attacked you whenever it felt like it.
They always hate me. All right, well, thank you so much for going over Catwoman with me, and we'll be right back with more Crisis Watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crisis Watch. We just saw Nick play some...
warm-up.
Is that... Okay,
I played some warm-up.
Okay, warm-up works. Of Catwoman.
Yes.
Did you at least have fun?
I actually had a lot of fun.
Okay,
it's weird. Is this weird that I enjoy the games where I get crushed more than ones where I crush others? Because I feel like I learn a lot more.
Learning, like there's.
That's the only reason why I play these games.
There's an entertainment value in learning. I think. So
for me, that's the most fun thing in the world is to like explore and figure things out.
There you go. Perfect. And Crisis Watch is a place for you if you kind of feel the same way, because this is all about dissecting these superheroes and supervillains and finding out what they're all about. Now you're going to be going with Catwoman, and now I'm going to try to decide what I want to be. We have a Gaslight Batman.
We have Atomic Wonder Woman.
Atomic Wonder Woman.
We already said they'll jungle.
Yeah.
We have an Arcane Green Lantern.
Okay. So I'm thinking I might have to just go Green Lantern.
Yeah, normal Green Lantern seems okay with this.
Yeah.
Arcane Green Lantern, he's hopefully he'll build himself up a little tanky. I can build myself up a little.
I'm gonna go Green Lantern. I'm gonna go Green Lantern.
10 seconds until
that sounds pretty good. We're kind of an awkward composition for team fights, but we would have been no matter who you pick, just because. I mean, our Arcane Green Lanterns actually can be really good in team fights.
Yes.
Oh, he's actually best in like the mid-sized team fights, like a 3-on-3. When it gets to 5-on-5, you'd probably rather have like a Wonder Woman or someone with more global abilities. He has some pretty good ones though. His ultimate's really useful in like a 3-on-3. I mean, it's useful in a 5-on-5 too, but.
Miss Catwoman is how you are in a team fight.
Yep.
I feel like not necessarily want to just jump in.
Oh
Is
no.
there any AoE? There's no AoE.
There's no AoE, and she's super squishy. So you have to be kind of careful with her.
So you have to go after their Green Lantern.
Yeah, or
their Gaslight Batman.
A lot of it is you can go after. You can play her. In this case, with our team, I would play her to protect you and Gaslight Batman. So whoever's coming after you, if you're trying to kite away from them, I would jump in and help you out and finish them off and get the two of us back in the main fight.
Okay. Let's do this.
Let's get started.
All right.
Teleport to Lost Sector Coast City.
So now I figured out what the item was I was supposed to buy last game. Deadshot Visor. Boom. Gives me will regen and a little bit of attack damage. It has a bunch of cool little abilities here too. Okay, so you get bonus attack damage and stuff.
What was that, Nick?
It just has a bunch of cool little. It's a very versatile item.
Yeah. Good. So one of our teammates is suggesting that we invade. I will follow him.
Where does he want to invade?
I don't know. I'm just gonna follow him.
All right.
Because invading sounds like fun.
Yep, I'll follow him too.
In 10 seconds.
We'll all invade him.
Let's go, Drew.
Trust yourself.
Let's do this.
We'll follow. Drog is the leader, right?
Control over.
Oh, I think we're gonna help him deal with those elites.
What are you doing? Okay.
Yeah.
there we go. So like, in the early game, Infinite Crisis.
Yep.
It's pretty important to, or like, a big focus is going to be control over this area, the urban jungle.
Yes.
If you can throw their junglers off, you're going to be a happy person. So I'm just going to stay a little bit.
We're waiting for the basically the jungle drones to be activated, which will happen in about 10 seconds or so.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go and help our teammate take on these elite level drones.
Now they did say invade, so I'm wondering.
Oh, maybe. Okay, never mind. Maybe we want to take. Oh, we'll take the other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think that's.
Let's
a
do
good
it.
plan here.
I like it.
I don't see any enemies lurking about.
Ally defeated.
One of us already died. Okay, so they sent like 4 to the bottom.
3.
Okay.
1 and 2 at the top.
Exaggerated a little bit. Where are we going? Down here?
Yeah, we're taking these, aren't we? And we should retreat before we finish them off.
Yep. Let Atomic.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna start retreating right now, so you can finish them off. And let's go up to the top, maybe.
Should we take?
Let's just go up here, and maybe we can set an ambush up on.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's go for Green Lantern. Just target him down. But they have to be careful. There's a lot of drones here, so kind of kite to the right.
Yep.
Yeah, we
Yes,
can't really.
get
We
a
can't
decent
really.
amount of damage done on
Yeah,
them.
but we can't straight up fight because they have the drone advantage, of course.
Uh-oh.
And at least Catwoman in particular, I think, really needs to get a couple levels.
Good plan.
But this worked out pretty well because our Atomic Wonder Woman is going to be
Yes.
quite strong.
Team game Infinite Crisis.
Wow.
Oh no, Nick! Be careful, man.
I know, Green Lantern's scary, man.
We'll drop boxes.
He will drop boxes.
It's not a comfortable thing. So they have the lane advantage right now, but I'm not.
Oh, I think that's not too significant
Yeah,
because
I don't think it
no
is.
one's strong enough to really threaten a tower quite yet. So unless you actually can kill a tower,
Like, the great advantage we have here is we gave our Atomic Wonder Woman a great head start, which like
Yeah.
feels so good as a jungler when you can just start out at level 2. Everything is just so much easier,
Yep.
and then you scale so much better as the game goes along. So that was the main idea behind the game.
So if Green Lantern overextends, I can hit my slow on him, then my whip, and then you can finish him because he's
Yeah.
kind of low. So hopefully they didn't see me enter the shadow. They might have. But if he gets about where I am, we can just go and kill him. I mean, Wonder Woman could try to save him, but
I'll kind of let the drones come up a little bit.
yeah, exactly. Let him push up a bit. See, we have Atomic Wonder Woman here. Let him push back. Let him push back,
Yeah.
and then we'll.
Blast it.
You know, you can lightly trade with them, just keep them low. We want him to extend a little bit further. We want him to extend to where our Wonder Woman is.
Yeah.
Because then... Oh, no, she revealed herself. I'm a little bit disappointed. But they don't know I'm here.
No, they don't.
So now, now it's a double trick because they think they know what's going on. All right,
So let's let him go. Let him kill this dude.
It's the next drone wave. When the next drone wave hits and we have drones attack... Oh, I got it. Ah!
Oh no, Nick. Good idea.
Yeah.
I feel like
It
an
almost
Atomic
worked.
Wonder Woman stuck around there. might have been-
Yeah, she kind of ditched us. Well, she got impatient. She wanted to get some experience.
Yeah, I
It's
think
fine,
that's
too.
fine. I think that's fine.
Um,
Overall, not a huge deal.
Yep.
It was a
Our
fun
top
attempt.
turret is under attack.
All right, I'm getting a little bit low on the health.
all right, now I have my Acrobat up, so that could be useful.
Enemy defeated.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
My hero dies so fast. So squishy. So squishy.
I did some damage back at him.
That's good.
I won't bite.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Atomic
Okay,
Wonder
there she is. There she is. Just got him. Oh, what you? There we go. I think we got him. Yeah. See, this is when Catwoman's actually good, is because that stun, the slow, can really help
Yeah.
your allies come in there and
Good stuff.
finish him off. I should have done the Acrobat first before the slow to get the stun, but mistakes were made. It's fine.
Mistakes were made.
It wasn't a perfect play, but we got the kill anyway.
Yeah. And I think Atomic Wonder Woman got the kill, which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is good. I think it's good. I'm okay with that.
I don't think it matters too much which one of us gets it. We're all people.
Yeah,
who could-
yeah, that's actually true.
We're all people who definitely be nice to be able to play. Wow, the tower. Oh, I forget. Yeah, if you attack someone by the tower gets pissed at you.
It gets very angry and goes after
Yeah.
you.
Power relays will be operational.
So I think my
30
first
seconds
item.
to power relays. Do you want me?
I'll go get it because I'm lower life, so I'll
Yep.
get it. Then I'll go home.
Sounds good to me. I'll play a little bit cautious.
Yep.
Getting some drone kills here.
And where's Atomic? Okay, she's over there. She's doing good. Yeah, just make sure you stay safe because
Yep.
get hit by lasso, it's bad. I should have teleported home actually
Power
first,
relays
then
will be
gone for the power
operational
relay.
in
Sure.
10
But
seconds.
oh well. Slightly suboptimal here. That is a life. So with 1,000 credits, I think I need some more life. So I'm gonna get Lobo's chain. I actually want a little bit more money first. Because I want to make a level 2 Lobo's chain.
So were you planning on getting our power relay?
I'm-
I'm so confused. So the guy said in our thing,
Yeah.
I can get our relay, and then I thought you were at the store, so I was really confused there. Because you were talking about items, but you were just pulling them up and talking about them.
Yep, exactly.
What you can do in Infinite Crisis is very nice indeed. So you can
All
kind
right.
of plan ahead.
I don't know if I want to
I'm
ambush
pretty
him
low.
from
I
a
might
bit.
have
Yeah.
to go back.
Yeah.
Our top turret is under attack.
I was thinking of coming behind and ambush him, then I realized I would have died if I did that. It wouldn't have been the most optimal.
Yeah. Yeah, probably the safer the better right now. I usually try to wait till I get level 6.
I just want to grab a little bit of resources so I can have enough to get the Lobo's chain level 2.
Yep.
And then I'm going to head back, and then you can head back.
Enemy defeated.
So basically, I'm going to head back once I get 1 more gold credit.
I love.
Can you throw a missile into this shadow thing?
Where?
Into their shadow thing. Yeah. I was just nervous.
An ally is
So,
relentless.
so you're really cautious today. I like that.
An ally
I
You
learned.
never know what kind of nick you'll get.
I like how I
Every
went
time
back
makes
right in
sense.
front of him, but it is what it is. All right. I could just teleport back up there, actually. Yeah, it's such a low cooldown. I'll teleport back up there, and you can go back right now.
Yep. I think I'm gonna wait till level 6. Almost there.
All right, sure.
Almost there. Let me get that level 6 so I can drop planes from the sky. Imaginary planes, of course.
Yep.
Not real planes.
Real plane from the sky, and you might get a call from the IRS or something.
Yeah, they'd be pretty mad at me. It is a imaginary plane that still has a lot of force behind it.
Ah! I overestimated power of my whip strike there. Was not able to grab that kill.
Ouch.
I slapped him with the whip just to... I feel like... I don't know, I can't really spam whip because I'll run out of will, but it's
Yeah, I got my ultimate.
a good way to just kind of...
Hopefully this
Get
little
some
bit,
damage
use
out.
all my energy
Yep.
and stuff. Or my
Yeah, if
power.
you can help push it back a little bit, but you got to be careful. Green Lantern can kill you in like a heartbeat.
I invite his attempt.
You invite the
I will
attempt.
destroy him.
Challenge accepted.
He almost died there. Like if I had more, I could have done my ultimate.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
You would have gotten the kill.
Being very cautious with my low health.
Yeah. That's one thing I've actually learned. I always save my ultimate too much in this game in general, I think. And it's like,
Yeah, I should. I'm gonna use it again. very
all right,
soon.
maybe we can get a kill and get our Green Lantern.
Yep.
How
do we invite him?
And
Come forth, Green Lantern. I want to play.
Yep.
All right.
Get him to come forward here.
Come on. Come on. Look, it's me. Very low. That was a joke. I don't want to get lassoed by Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Scary.
Wait
I
for
would,
the push
I would
forward a little
probably
bit
die.
more.
If that
Yep.
if that happened, I would probably die.
Atomic Wonder Woman's waiting there too to get him.
I think they know what I'm playing because we did this. We've done this tactic in the past.
Yeah. Oh wait, get him.
Yeah. Oh, that was it.
Maybe we can get Wonder Woman too actually if we're
Pitiful.
super on top of him.
That was pretty nice. We got the kill.
Yep.
And I got to use my ultimate that did pretty much nothing, but oh well.
It is all good.
If the Green Lantern was still alive, I would have gotten the kill. How about that?
Yep. I'm just gonna pick at Wonder Woman a bit. Get her low in life. I'm
Ooh,
pretty
our
low
power
on
relay's
will,
up, by
but-
the way. I'm not sure why we have to.
You want to get that on your
Or
way
is that
back?
a figment of my imagination?
No,
Yeah,
it is not.
my bad,
It is
my
up.
bad. So we must have. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't quite paying attention to
It's all
reload
good.
times on those.
I wonder if we could go make a move onto theirs right now. You
Uh,
want to try to
well,
do that?
They already have theirs. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It just came up right now. Yep.
Enemy power
Uh,
relay
If Atomic Wonder Woman was in the area, I think it'd be good to try to do.
You could just ping it and walk towards it and see what
Oh
happens.
no, it's too late. They're already there. That's okay. Next time maybe we could try to. plan on that. Power relays are pretty important in the early stages.
Oh, look at this. I hit my combo on Wonder Woman with the drones there. Took a lot of her life.
Nice.
I was trying to work those combos.
Wonder Woman is hard to kill.
Yep. But, I mean, if you bring her low on life, she triggered her passive, actually, which regenerates some. All right, so I got Bad Kitty up. Oh.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, man.
I dish damage.
If I was there, I would have killed him. But I was staying a little further back.
That was kind of
somehow.
just a teaser. I wasn't expecting to do that much damage, but I ended up being able to. So.
All right. Well, next time he comes forward, be ready. There's someone teleporting there. We better be careful. I wonder who it is. Probably Wonder Woman. Yep. All right. That was nice.
Say when.
Yeah. We wouldn't have drones there, which is why I backed away, and I'm low on life.
So Atomic Wonder Woman is near us, by the way, at the top.
Yep.
So she can help us out. Maybe.
Our top turret is under attack.
See now,
All right.
now we go.
Ready to get him? Ah, just out of range of my cat's paw. I almost had him.
Oh, good try. I guess we should have waited.
I almost
Yeah,
had him.
if Atomic Wonder was there
Yep.
about 10 seconds earlier, we would have had a kill.
I feel like maybe I should head back and heal.
Yeah, you could use some
Yeah.
extra power as well.
I need some more basically durability on my. I want to get Metallo's Heart. That'll help me out quite a bit. Where is that item? I'm so bad at remembering what they look like. It's alright, I'll find it at some point. Here it is. And it costs 1,000, so
Looks
I can't
like
get
a
that for a little
1v2.
bit.
No.
I'm gonna teleport back in.
My Q does so much damage.
Oh,
no,
Wonder
I didn't
Woman.
Kill. Got it.
I hit my combo on her, but it didn't quite do enough. She's a tough girl. Wonder Woman.
I had no idea Atomic Wonder was in the area. So
Yeah.
My Q did so much damage to Green Lantern. So they're good.
Double kill.
Yeah, we can apply some.
Yeah, every time Wonder Woman comes in, you just whack her, right?
Yep.
She's tough, but she does go down. A turret. If you attack her, the turret will be pissed off you, by the way. So be a little bit careful.
I'll take a little bit of damage. Just to get her a little bit lower.
Yep, if she's low. We can constantly do damage. So that's actually one of the developers, by the way.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want to kill her even more.
Ally is
Yeah.
Just kidding.
invincible.
It's a joke. It was a joke. It was a jest.
It was a jest.
I want those credits underneath that tower. Underneath that turret.
And Green Lantern wants to throw a missile to your face, man.
I can't believe I didn't realize that until now.
Yeah. She's been playing. I mean, she's been playing strong, but
Okay, so the backstory behind that is like
Yep.
we had a 5v5 MLG versus Infinite Crisis,
Yep.
and we got completely stomped and rolled, and every single.
So now that we got
adjective-
one of them on their own,
yeah,
we're
one
gonna
of them
take
is
advantage.
here, and we're gonna take advantage. We're gonna destroy them, so we
Yep.
can have some what would you say? Some momentum back on our
Yep.
side as far as the rivalry is concerned.
look at what's called Sweet Revenge.
Sweet Revenge, yes. You know what? That's a perfect way to describe it. Oh, Power Relay. Oh, we should have gone for theirs.
Yeah, we should. I think
Relay.
Wonder Woman went back and got it. Yeah.
Yes. Next time.
Next time.
Next time
it will
we
be
can say
ours.
next time.
The enemy has captured a
You know, I like
power
playing
relay.
Catwoman from the shadows. It's kind of nice. Shoot.
Ah, my ultimate barely missed him.
That probably would have been a kill, right?
Yeah, I think I would have.
I used
was
my
a
ultimate.
little bit too far away.
You know, I think we would have gotten a kill even with that if I used my ultimate before. Okay, here he is.
Oh, hello.
Get him.
Nice to see you.
Ally is
Who's next?
relentless. You have defeated
Yeah,
an
they were
enemy.
brave.
Yeah,
They were brave.
That wasn't the best.
But see how she fell down for a second? That's what happens if we use the acrobat first and then
yeah.
the thing.
Do that more. I like that.
Yeah, it buys
If
us
you
a
can
little.
do that, then I can do all my little
Yep.
spells.
Wonder Woman has a lot of resistance, so she gets up faster than your. Oh, let's get Green Lantern. Oh, or that
Good
was it.
ultimate?
Yeah. I'm thinking I should.
Yay, we got the turret.
Should I go back again? No. What we actually we have Wonder Woman here.
Oh,
Get Green Lantern, of course. Green Lantern. Yeah, get him.
Enemy defeated.
Tango down.
Our Wonder Woman's been doing a great job.
Yeah.
Atomic Wonder Woman.
really good.
I'm debating going
These
back
balls are not for
again.
sure.
Eh.
Yeah, you run out of.
Yeah, I've been. Well, we've had like I tried to save my abilities, but then when you have like a big team fight,
Right.
I have to spam them all, and she's very will expensive kind of.
Yeah.
So,
So
and
maybe
I don't
get
really
some
get
more.
will.
Maybe get more will regen.
Yeah, I want to get I mean I want to get Metallo's Heart, which will help me there. Maybe if I upgrade Deadshot's Visor, that'll help me a lot with will regen. I should probably upgrade that. I kind of went straight for Lobo's Chain because I was worried about life for a while.
Power
You know, I want to run away. I don't have.
Yeah, it's fine. We don't. I mean, there's no. Okay.
Do you want to stay and I go back for a bit?
Our power relays up soon. Power relays are up soon, so we.
All right, I'm
should-
gonna go back, then I'll get it.
Okay.
Oh no, the top one's up.
Yeah,
actually.
the top one's gonna be up.
All right, I'll just go back. I'll just meet you back there. My teleport's up in 6 seconds anyway.
Yeah,
So.
I'm gonna ping it just so Atomic Wonder Woman comes up here,
Yep.
maybe, hopefully.
All right, I'm gonna finish Lobo's Chain. I'm working on
Power
Deadshot's
relay
Visor a
will be
bit. Give me a
operational
little bit more
in
will.
10 seconds.
All right, I'm gonna teleport up to the top. Where's our next? I can teleport to. I'll teleport to this guy.
New power relay operational.
Okay, I called upon
Yeah, we're fine. We don't need him.
Okay.
I'll take it with you just so it's a little bit faster. Atomic Wonder Woman's there lurking too. And this will reset our timer, so should we go for their power relay? The Atomic Wonder Woman
Yeah.
thing?
Hey,
There's
you
a
wanna
lot of them
ping
at the
it?
bottom.
Let's ping it.
Yeah,
Pinged it.
let's go for it. I know their Wonder Woman's going to be there, but I think you have 3 at the bottom, so if we're with Atomic Wonder Woman, we got it, no problem. Basically.
I think we should be able to get it here.
Yeah, Atomic Wonder Woman's right behind us.
Hello.
Enemy power relay unlocked.
Well, she did their ultimate to try to keep herself alive.
Oh, am I dead? Am I dead? Help, 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 help.
An ally is ferocious.
Oh, the meteor
Got
kill!
him.
Did he get it? He got it! He got
Nice.
the meteor kill!
Double
That's
kill.
only written about in legendary histories and books.
Legendary histories and books.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
We have captured a power relay.
That is the best type of legend.
I've never
books.
done like. It made
pick
sense in my mind, and that was the first time it actually worked out.
Yep.
It's so hard to get a kill with the
Well,
meteor.
because the timing's
Oh,
really
yeah.
weird.
So I knew the Green Lantern would come after me, so I was kind of running away, so I put it in my retreat path.
Yep, makes sense. So I'm thinking my next, well, I want to finish off Lobo's chain to get Mattel's heart. Then I'm thinking I need, and then I should probably go for some actual damage. We'll get the passive.
I'm doing a little bit of back and forth with Christina right now. She's been messaging me.
Yeah,
She's like, my team has no jungle and no coordination.
yeah.
And I said, these excuses are delicious. Did I say?
Nice. Of course, that is their Wonder Woman.
Yes.
She's been playing well.
Yeah, no, she's doing well.
She is right.
Like, but of course, there's nothing wrong with the lazy man.
Oh, of course. You got It's psychological warfare. I'll get
Yeah.
frustrated and she'll be playing worse throughout it.
Sure.
We should be able to take this turret out.
Yeah. And now we have all 3 power relays.
Yeah,
so
so we're just pushing really strong on it.
this is just gonna work out in our favor here. I
There's
want to
an interesting
see.
battle going on at the bottom.
I want to see some more Catwoman. Oh, should we go down there? I wonder. We've
No.
been in this lane like the whole time. We haven't even. I haven't even seen the rest of our team this whole time.
Yeah, we don't really need to. I think we're doing fine
That's
where we are.
It's pretty funny. though.
Yeah.
I kind
Things
of
are
want to
going
sneak
well.
down there and try to get some kills though. So I'm gonna go in that direction.
All right, I'll keep on grabbing experience
I
from
think I
this
can
lane.
1v1 anyone at this point.
Probably.
Enemy defeated.
Yeah, I
And
would.
they don't have a turret, so if I flank here, oh goodness, bad.
Ally is dominating.
Oh, so they killed all of them. No, that's fine. You might need to be careful.
Ah, he popped him, didn't keep himself
Can we get him?
alive.
I mean, I'm coming.
With this Batman, you're having to run from. Catwoman, I don't want to fight Batman. There's too much storyline behind between me and All right, now I'll fight him. Let's
Yeah?
do this. Yeah. Where you at? Can you get him?
I'm right here. Yeah.
Wait for him to go a little away from the tower first.
Yep.
And then I'll fight with this drone wave. You come in behind, and as soon as you're ready, I'll unleash my stuff
Go,
on him. Yep.
Go. Be careful.
An ally is relentless.
Yeah. I was debating backing up Burger. I
Yeah.
was like, just go for it.
That was a hard one.
Yep. All right, should I get more dead shot? I think I should go for Mattel's heart. Give myself a little more durability. It'll give me attack armor and will, which is kind of nice. Gives me the cooldown reduction once you get up to level 2, so I should prioritize that. Oh, I have almost enough money. Can you give me 60 money?
I can't.
Actually, I might have it by the time I come back. So.
Oh, the Green Lantern's lurking in the jungle over here. What are you doing?
They're Green Lantern?
Oh, they're going after our power relay. Smart.
The enemy's
move.
top
Just
tower
prioritize the top
has
one.
been
I'll just go straight for the
destroyed.
top.
Yeah,
Don't worry
he's
about
going
it.
to
Yeah,
it.
let
Power
them take
relay
theirs.
Unlocked.
And we'll just have the two to
Is
two to
that where
one.
he's going? Yeah.
Wonder Woman wants to take the other one, but yeah, you should be able to take him out.
An ally
Oh,
is
that was so
ferocious.
close.
You cut that one pretty close.
I don't know if I did that efficiently, but it worked out.
I'm gonna take ours.
Oh no! No!
An ally was shut
No!
Oh, did he come in?
No!
Captured
At least
a
did he
power
die in
relay.
revenge?
His ultimate.
Oh, his ultimate got you.
The bat scream. He just threw it up
Oh.
there.
That's what you should have been looking for.
Ah, that was my fault.
Maybe I should go to bottom and help these guys out of bottom.
That was my fault.
Oh, wait. No, I'm gonna come
Power
up there.
relay.
I
Stop.
apologize. I didn't want to die this game. That was my first death. No.
Yeah.
I never want to die in a game. Our team is doing pretty good. Dude, our Gaslight
Yeah.
Batman is 15-2. So that's where all the kills
So
are
Wonder
going.
Woman show off, but Bird Bunny's in trouble there. Trying to stay alive. Let me see if I can catch up and help her out. Actually, you know, I should just trigger the ultimate here.
You have defeated an enemy.
So this is cool. With my ultimate up, I can just teleport through people with Acrobat and just keeps doing damage to them. And it messes up their targeting, right? Because I jump onto the side of them and just keep attacking them. Green Lantern went down pretty quick. Of course, most of that was probably Atomic Wonder Woman, to be fair. But
Gosh, our team is really good.
yeah, I mean,
Nominal is 0 and 13, which is great.
we just did a 2-on-3 and crushed it right at the top. Just because her damage output's so high, and combined with the stun from me, it's like, well, Atomic Wonder would just tear you apart. You don't want to be stunned when there's a person with a chainsaw coming after you.
We have the same. No, you don't. No, that's the scariest thing is the Atomic Wonder Woman ultimate.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, there's 2 bats here.
Because
so
you can
probably
hear it.
just 3.
You know it's coming, but you don't know where it's coming from, and you don't know if it's you they're going after.
Yep. I'm just gonna keep backing up because there's 3 here at the top. And I'm kind of on my lonesome at the moment.
So
I'm just gonna try to get some kills.
I don't think any combination of their team can take us at the bottom right now.
No.
This group of 3 we have.
I'm a dual Batman because that's classic. Oh no, there's Wonder Woman there too. That's kind of classic too. Catwoman and Wonder Woman did fight a couple times.
Let's see. Team fight should be interesting.
Cha-ching! I like the way Catwoman talks when she picks up money. That's Catwoman's pastime, you know, is picking up money, so.
I guess you got a double kill at the bottom.
Enemy's bottom turret has been destroyed.
I'm just dueling Batman here. Oh, actually, he's tough. I could use my ultimate and take him out, probably. Maybe I should do that.
Okay.
Maybe
go
I
with the-
should.
Okay, power relays are up mildly.
Ah! He uses all. I almost got him. It was a silly me to duel him. I didn't use my skills quite as well as I could.
Where were you fighting him?
Over the
Enemy
top lane.
Oh, okay,
defeated.
fair enough.
It's also the kit I have is more for like being an assist than a carry. So
Enemy
me
power
trying to duel him
relay
might have been a little bit
unlocked.
foolish. What should I get? Should I get this? Yeah, I think we should keep upgrading. We'll keep going for wills just so I can keep spamming abilities. But I should go for another.
Power relays are up, by the way.
Enemy defeated.
Oh, maybe velocity implants would be good. Nah. Maybe just Joe Chills for some damage output.
Ally power relay.
Or if I want to
unlocked.
duel people, I'll get the Soul Take Atomic
An
before
ally
that.
is
So.
relentless.
I guess I should go for power relays here?
Yes, please.
Or should we just go for the... No, we
I
can't
mean,
go for the kill. There's 2
we're
towers.
keeping them back, by the way, right now.
Yeah.
So power relays would be really good.
I'll
to
take
get.
ours, and then maybe Tom Gordon will go to the top after she takes theirs.
We'll keep pressure at the bottom here.
Yep. Yeah, there's 3 you at the bottom. Nice ultimate from their Wonder Woman, kind of, but it's not. You guys are just too far ahead of them.
Enemy defeated.
Oh, they all went down.
I think that was like a 3v.
3v3.
But of course, they have the advantage of being right next to where they get health and stuff.
Yep.
Captured a power
But you had the
relay.
advantage of being so far out leveling them.
Being amazing, you mean?
Yeah. Poor
Did I
Green
just-
Lantern.
Wait, did I just kill him with that?
Well, it's Atomic Wonder Woman too. It's
Okay.
hard to tell. She look at our Atomic Wonder Woman's items, for example.
Yeah.
Like she's actually semi-tanky, but her damage output, she still has like 200 base damage every hit. Right?
Powerful turret has been
You know what?
destroyed.
I'm not gonna finish taking this. I'm just gonna tell.
Oh
you
yeah, I
guys.
guess we didn't really. It's gonna be safe though. I like that decision you made to go after this power relays.
Yeah. I teleported. You see? I got there in time. You see me? I got there just in time.
Was that you?
That was me. I teleported in.
Oh yeah.
I teleported in just as it was dying, so I could be part of the victory, part of
Good.
the team. Catwoman is traditionally more of a solo type hero or villain, I guess.
Delicious victory.
But it is nice to be part of the team sometimes.
So these stats are basically exactly what you want to see in an Infinite Crisis match.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that? Like, that was overall, the team effort we had there was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, we worked together well. We had a lot of really good teammates.
The big column for me is that death column. We only had 5 total deaths.
And one of my deaths was a justified death. One of them was me being just like overconfident. Because I was
Yeah.
like one of the least fed people on the team, so.
Sure.
Me and of course our King Green Lantern. Our Green Lantern and Batman did a great job at the bottom, working together.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did a really good job. Like, for me, I got most of my kills in the last minute of that game.
Yep.
Which is fine. But yeah, that was good. So, that's going to bring us to a little bit of a close here. Crisis Watch this week. Catwoman was the focus. let's go ahead and highlight some of your favorite aspects of Catwoman.
So I really like, I was working the combo a lot more this time, and of course when you work the combo, you do the acrobat, then you do the cat's paw, and they're stunned for a second, then
Right.
you do the whip strike, and then even if you're close to them, you can get off a basic attack, then do another whip strike, because the cooldown on whip strike is very fast. It's like the Joker's Mr. Punchy or something. So comboing abilities, I felt like I was contributing to the battles a lot. I still didn't really feel like I could duel someone very well.
Right.
But I felt that, oh, if there's someone else there, I can either, if someone's chasing my teammate, I can stop them from chasing him. Or if someone's running away, I can stop them running away and secure the kill. So it seemed like...
A very hybrid type champion, I feel.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't feel she has a raw damage output of the other blasters.
Right.
Unless you have your ultimate up and you just chain your abilities like Maniac and then you can do stuff, which I haven't quite mastered, using abilities with the ultimate in the correct order to do them. So I think then she might be one of the top couple in the game when her ultimate's up. But for the rest of the time, it's almost more, feels like very assist role. But very strong.
High
just with
utility.
Stuns. Yeah, high utility.
High
yeah.
supplementation ability with other superheroes.
Yeah.
Cool stuff, though.
Yep.
Catwoman, a lot of fun. Try her out on Infinite Crisis. That's going to conclude this episode of Crisis Watch. Remember, tune in every week as we break down all the champions, all the heroes, your favorite superheroes and supervillains in the game Infinite Crisis. It's in the closed beta right now, but if you want a beta key, you tweet at MLG, you'll get one. Also, Infinite Crisis at Facebook. You can go hit them up, and they'll get you a beta key right away. It's a lot of fun, so definitely go try it out. We'll see you next week with more Crisis Watch.